Hey everybody, Rob Maurer here, and today we've got a couple of nice updates on the Tesla Cybertruck and the Tesla Semi. We've also got a new note from Piper Sandler, Alex Potter, and a new lawsuit against Tesla, and a few other items as well. All right, looking at the stock, we've got another one of those days where Google seems to be wrong. So Google saying Tesla closed around $242. NASDAQ.com and Yahoo Finance both saying Tesla actually closed at $246.38. So we'll go with that number, up 2.4%, while the NASDAQ on the day closing up 0.8%. So pretty nice outperformance for Tesla today. Another macro news item that we had mentioned to keep an eye out for was new comments from Fed Chair Jerome Powell today. Turned out to not really actually be that important. Sorry for not realizing that earlier, but just a town hall with educators, so nothing too poignant in terms of financial policy or anything like that. So no major impact from that. Of course, we will still have the PCE report tomorrow morning. All right, getting into the Tesla news, we've got an exciting update shared by Drive Tesla Canada on X here. This is, I think, coming from Facebook initially, but apparently Tesla staff has started to be delivered, at least in some cases, some new merchandise that specifically calls out Cybertruck launch team. So this is obviously a very exciting update. We don't know exactly how relevant this might be, or how meaningful rather this might be in terms of when a delivery event would be scheduled and Cybertruck deliveries would start, but presumably this is a good sign for things being pretty imminent. We have seen also, as we talked about, I think a week ago, maybe let's see the date on this. Yeah, a little bit more than a week ago. Tesla Service Center starting to get new paperwork, new check-in slips that have the Cybertruck listed. So between the launch team here, between Tesla originally saying it would be Q3, now I think obviously that's slipped a bit, but hopefully a lot of signs here pointing towards a delivery event happening really soon. So, I think kind of worst case, we'll hear more about this in 3 weeks or so, a little bit more than 3 weeks when Tesla has the Q3 earnings call. But I wouldn't be surprised if we do hear more about it before then. So exciting to see that. As one little caveat, we have seen some, Tesla merchandise go out for the Cybertruck in the past. So this was back from July on the Cybertruck Owners Club forum. You can see a nice jacket, kind of looks similar, hat as well. But obviously the distinguishing feature here being the launch team denoted as well. So exciting to see that, and we'll keep an eye out for any more signs like this, or maybe even other launch team merchandise. If you do happen to know anything about that, definitely let me know. All right, the other Cybertruck update, this is from Tesla Owner Silicon Valley on X. Kind of a short video here of the Cybertruck spotted next to a Rivian R1S. So I don't think that we have seen this before. I'll just play the clip. But we can see just kind of a, not the highest resolution, not the best shot of it, but a little bit of a comparison between the two vehicles driving side by side, which is fun to see, and I think exciting for when we do actually start to see the rollout, a lot more of this type of testing and comparison type of things that will be done. So we'll look out for more of that after the delivery event does happen. All right, moving on to the Tesla Semi, as we've been kind of following the run on less data over the last couple of weeks. Looks like the event is now coming to a conclusion, and I think with that, Tesla kind of set out to set the single day record for the entire day, the entire period here. So for the, Tesla truck number 3 on the second to last day, they actually ran it for 24 hours straight, and they accumulated almost 1,100 miles over that single day on the Tesla Semi. Now, obviously, that's not all on one charge by any means. Looks like there were 3 charging cycles here. By my math, it was just a little bit less than 240% of battery capacity, including all of the recharges, for these 1,076 miles to be completed. So exciting to see this data. I think it shows what the Semi is capable of. I think, a lot of, we actually did hear, in the years past that things like this could not be achieved, and now Tesla is proving it out there with third-party data. So very exciting to see, and hopefully over time this number can actually be improved, because as we have talked about, it does seem like there's further opportunity to increase the charge rates towards the bottom of the charge cycle curve. So we'll see, but I think over time the Tesla will be able to even further optimize this if they do want to, but even still, this is an incredibly impressive number already. So exciting to see that. And then also exciting, we do see, courtesy of Wuwa, more Highland Model 3s spotted at the port in Shanghai. So this is kind of a good view. I believe all of these sections here, not right here, but kind of from this road north, or at least from the orientation of this video, I think all of these are Highland Model 3s, at least as best as I can tell. So again, we start to see these in pretty significant numbers. It's hard to know exactly what the count would be for a picture like this, unless someone wants to take the time to do that, let me know. But exciting to see this, and we should start to see a little bit more information first with the production numbers that we'll get shortly after the end of the quarter, probably around October 10th. And then hopefully we'll start seeing, more of the weekly data for China sales specifically when those start as well. But right now, obviously, seems like all of them being exported to Europe. And then also on Highland, we got an update, another update like we had yesterday from another Tesla VP, this time from VP of Vehicle Software, David Lau. Again, stuff that we've kind of talked about or heard about previously, but just interesting to hear from their perspective, their thoughts on the updated Model 3 and some of the decisions that went into it. Again, like we had talked about with Lars yesterday, David also crediting the Shanghai engineering team, specifically for software in this case, as that's more of his discipline, for their contributions to the updates. So again, interesting to hear that. You can find that on X if you want to check out Kelvin's profile. He's got it posted there. Next, we've got an update from Alex Potter, Piper Sandler. So always curious to hear his thoughts as we head into the end of the quarter. I'll probably do my forecast tomorrow. I will do my forecast tomorrow. But we're hearing from analysts, as we talked about, mostly lowering their expectations just based on the shutdowns that we've heard about for Giga Texas and obviously the updates now for the downtime in Shanghai with the Model 3. So he is cutting his estimate for Q3 from 515,000 plus previously, now to 445,000 units. I think much more realistic given that downtime, which he is crediting for the adjustment here. But saying, plant shutdowns probably drove lower volume in Q versus Q2, but that is not bearish. So I feel similarly, and when we do go through the forecast, we're probably not going to go in as much detail because with these forecasts, for me, it's always, the forecast and the delivery numbers, it's always about what that means for the future. And in this particular quarter, since we've got another quarter where we've had significant downtime, what this is going to tell us about future run rates or where Tesla's, production capacity has grown or not grown, it's not going to tell us a whole lot because of those impacts. So the ability for us to take much away from this quarter, I think, is limited, and therefore not probably worth as much time as we would normally, consider it or spend talking about it. But nevertheless, we'll go through some of those expectations tomorrow. All right, so this is an update on a project that we've talked about a number of times. This is Tesla's drive-in diner theater supercharger combo in LA. It looks like they have broken ground on this. So this is reported by Automate on Substack, and we've got a couple of photos here that they had shared on their Substack of construction beginning for this project. So kind of an exciting milestone for that. I'm sure they'll keep an eye, and probably others will keep an eye on the progress at that location. But exciting update for Tesla there. Less exciting, Tesla is being sued by the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission for claims of racial discrimination and potential retaliation for, racial harassment. So we've actually talked about this, I think, on a number of different occasions because this was previously disclosed in Tesla's 10Qs. The EEOC had been working with Tesla through the conciliation process, which they say was not successful, leading to the lawsuit. So that's basically, can the company work out sort of a settlement, for lack of a better word, conciliation with the EEOC? But they have not, so the EEOC moving forward with the suit. We won't spend a ton of time on this because, again, we've talked about it, but basically the claims here are that beginning back in 2015, there's been a history of slurs, insults, graffiti, misconduct relating to, racial discrimination. So if you do want to read about this, you can, find the details of the lawsuit on a link that I included in the description today from the CNBC article. So you can read through that. Feel free to come to your own conclusion. I think from my perspective, the claims that are made here in terms of some of the slurs, the insults, and things like that, I think are pretty well documented. The retaliation claims, I think, are more difficult and seem a little bit more circumstantial, so probably a little bit less convincing. Obviously, you never want to see stuff like this, but ultimately, I think the question, at least as it relates to Tesla here, is, the responsibility, how much of that falls on that individual to not be doing things like that, how much of that falls on the company to be able to, guide the organization in the right direction. And from the lawsuit, at least, I think it's difficult to make those conclusions, especially when you're kind of just hearing one side of the story here, not Tesla's defense of it. So we'll keep an eye on it, see what comes of that in the future. All right, next up, we just got a quick update on X. So Linda Yaccarino at an interview with Vox Media yesterday said that Twitter is getting closer to profitability, could be as profitable as, or sorry, not Twitter, formerly Twitter, but X could be profitable in early 2024, which I think would be very exciting. The more financial strength that has, obviously, the less liability there is that Elon would need to continue to sell Tesla shares to kind of support that. So always good news to hear about that. And then she also mentioned that 90% of the top 100 advertisers have returned to X, which is obviously helping work towards that figure. And that in the past 12 weeks alone, or about 3 months, about 1,500 different advertisers have returned. So good to hear a couple of those updates. And then finally for today, Honda has shared a little bit more information on their upcoming electric vehicle, the Honda Prologue. So this is one of those vehicles that is sort of done in partnership to an extent with GM. So it's on the Ultium platform. We don't have a whole lot of new details or information, but this is going to be coming in early 2024. They say that the EPA range is expected to be somewhere around 300 miles. And they say that the pricing is expected to start in the upper 40,000s. And I'm sure there will be different trims that then run higher. So again, there's some more detailed features or some more detailed information on different features of the vehicle. But outside of that, not a whole lot new. We've already seen photos of the vehicle. So really just the pricing and the range, I think the big updates today. All right, that will wrap it up for today, though. So as always, thank you for listening. Make sure you're subscribed and signed up for notifications. You can also find me on X at Tesla Podcast. And we'll see you tomorrow for the Friday, September 29th episode of Tesla Daily. Thank you.